All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday. I got a little break in the day here. Got about 30 minutes for you. I'm going to do this little recording. Again, TCP Supersystem, system signals interpretations, trades, all that good stuff. Not financial advice. Consultant advisor. I am not one. Risk investing in crypto is risky. But today, this morning, I did have the live stream going for the XRP watch party for that XRP army out there. I hope you enjoyed that. You'll notice that on the right hand side, again, I'll explain this in the next couple of videos, but we have created a live news feed. It doesn't just cover Ethereum, XRP, Solana. You can see the title up there in the upper right. It does include the majority of the monitored cryptos that we have. So please pay attention to that. That auto refreshes every 30 seconds, and that'll be available in all the live streams going forward. So you can come in and monitor it briefly if you want to see some relevant news and or see what that XRP price is doing. Again, even in that live stream when I'm not present during the day, you will see the daily and weekly view, and you can see any live alerts that trigger throughout the day. That'll pop up in the bottom left. You'll probably hear some loud noise, but that's how those alerts come in, and that will be applied to the whole list of monitored cryptos that we have. So be paying attention to that. Again, this will help us, progress and probably get some extra viewers and subscribers. Please note to engage in the comments or the chat for the live streams, you do have to be subscribed. We're trying to protect our viewers. Don't want a bunch of spam and or scammers out there coming in, a lot of bots, trying to eliminate some of the bot activity I see on some of the videos. So you do have to be subscribed to comment. But real quick this morning, just want to do a quick little update. Again, you can see some of the news, but we'll cover that later. So I'm actually gonna, let's reduce that down here. And go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. We actually saw some positive price action here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you can see that latest candle on the daily here. That is approaching the top end of that cloud, which is what we want to see. And look at here. Looky, looky, looky. Just in time for Christmas, maybe. The white line and our standard deviations for Bitcoin is now penetrated up through the red zone and is approaching those extremes with that orange line entering the green zone. I'd say one more day to two max. If that orange line is penetrating through the top of the green zone and we get up into these upper extremes, that could be a Christmas run for Bitcoin. Again, what we would generally like to see based on the system past performance would be we probably hit this area of resistance at the 50-day moving average around 92 to 92.9 to 93,000. A small retracement back to this cloud. Hopefully by that time it's converted to a green cloud, which is a confirmed uptrend, and then up we would go from there. Again, I'll keep reiterating these opportunity zones. The upper zone we've identified as of right now would be 120 to 125. So that's the upper zone, which is a nice, kind of upturn from here. Again, what's neat about this is on the weekly view on the right over here, you can see we're bouncing literally right off that 100-day moving average. So fantastic support zone here for Bitcoin. So we'll see if it holds or not. Again, up $556 as of right now. Got about 6 hours to go on the daily candle. You can see this kind of sideways consolidation after this downturn. So looking pretty good here. And on the short-term daily hot sensor down here, you can see we're about to get that crossover of the midline. So we can get that. That is very positive here for Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. Can't tell you to buy it. I'm just telling you, interpreting what the chart says for us. And then real quick, since I don't have long this morning, I'll go ahead and do XRP again. Again, I've had that live stream going all morning, so I hope you had fun with that. Again, music, news, live price action, live fiat leak action. So tune in periodically on that little stream just to check the news and see what's happening. That way you don't miss that pump when it comes. It's going to be fantastic. I think a lot of people are expecting that at the end of the year. But again, right now for XRP, not quite as nice as Bitcoin on the standard deviations up here. You can see it's basically approaching. Let me try to zoom in. It's approaching the red zone. It hasn't quite penetrated it yet. Orange and blue lines are still relatively low compared to the Bitcoin view. And again, we're at the bottom of this cloud, so area of volatility. So we're still not out of the woods for XRP yet, even with the $1+ billion in inflows with the ETFs. But again, not shocking to see a downturn even after the ETFs, because Bitcoin did that same thing. I showed that the other day in one of the videos. But again, trading on the weekly view right at the top of this zone, so we'll see if it holds or not, or if we begin an upward rise. I think when it comes, it might come fast. So I hope you all, if you've built your own conviction and done your own research and built a position in XRP, I hope you're all very blessed this holiday season. I think first quarter could be pretty fun to watch with some legislation coming out, and obviously the geopolitical events that are unfolding that could continue to put some, I guess, positive pressure on XRP around the globe, especially in Japan and other countries that will be integrating it. So stay tuned. Since we do the live stream, I'm going to go ahead and move on for now. I'm always going to continue to probably do Aptos and Jupiter, just because those are ones I'm extremely interested in at the moment. And I told you I'd be bringing those to you live or in recordings pretty frequently from here on out until, we see what we want to see. Again, this one's looking pretty decent as well. Almost there. Again, white line is penetrated now up through the red zone. Orange and blue lines have a little bit of work to do to get to where we want them to be. Again, in the bottom, I guess, third of this opportunity zone that we've identified, currently at 164. Upper zones identified at 575 plus. So pretty nice opportunity there if that zone is something you're interested in. Again, you can see all those level 3s on the weekly chart with the 2 red hot sensors, and then starting to see some improvement in the medium term daily view hot sensor. So pretty good stuff there. Improving on the daily short term as well. Red on the long term on the daily. So this is that area of opportunity that we've historically talked about. That's all I can say. Again, you got to make your own decisions on what you want to buy and sell, but this is starting to look decent. Let's go look at Avalanche. I haven't done Avalanche in a minute. Man, look at Avalanche. Well, okay, so we've come off on the weekly view on here on the right on Avalanche. Level 3s have now transitioned to level 2s and 1s. That's showing some stability, right? Again, bottom third of that opportunity zone we've identified. We're starting to see some improvement in those hot sensors down here. Haven't quite crossed over yet, so a little bit more improvement to go. And again, similar to some of the other ones, standard deviation at the top on the daily view. White line is approaching the red zone, so still probably 2 to 3 days out there, possibly to see, the pattern that we want to see there. So stay tuned on Avalanche. Let's see, is Doge worth talking about? Oh, there's my doggy. Not yet. Maker. Let's go back and look at Maker. I told you. Go back and look at the video the other day. We've already made gains here. We were somewhere in this area here when we did the video. That's over $100 later now. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Look at this. Standard deviations. This is what I hope we start to see with the majority of these cryptos. Is our white lines up in these extremes. The orange line is now above these extremes. You have a confirmed uptrend with the yellow label and the green cloud. It went up, hit resistance, came back to the cloud, and it resumed higher. That is the trend. That's the path we want to see on most of these. At the same time, on the daily view hot sensors, short term and medium term, you've got crossovers, improving color scheme, white, gray, blue, yellow, orange, red. That's the 6 stages of that hot sensor, no matter which one you're looking at. Again, we nailed the bottom there with that level 3 diamond on the weekly view, right at 997. Now we're at 1588. This is how I leverage the system, and this is why I share it with you. And again, even on the weekly view, the standard deviation lines are looking really nice here. So basically what we're going to want to do here for Maker, if you're in Maker, is one, you're going to want to monitor this green cloud. As long as this price action remains above this cloud, should be very strong. The other thing we're going to be looking for are diamond formations on this main section. Again, level 1, 2s, and 3s. The darker the diamond, the higher the level. And then also one of the key contributors here will be this orange line. As long as this thing can stay above these extremes, this thing can run. Now, fantastic. I would expect to see a little bit of resistance here about 1640. That's that 200-day moving average on the daily view. So watch this one, folks. Looking pretty healthy here on Maker. Let's see if we have anything that's moving significantly. Here's, well, it's a stop. Damn, Hut8's doing well. Let's look at Hut8. Whew, look at this one, folks. All right, interesting. Hut8 looks like we're having a breakout here. So Hut8 on the daily. This is another Bitcoin miner. We are getting a level 1 diamond, so tread carefully. But we're well above the cloud now. We're well above any of those moving averages. So now they become support, not resistance. So this is strong. Now, I would say at some point, you would think you would see a slight retracement back to the cloud. You know, but now that we're broken out above those moving averages. And look at this. For Hut8, currently, where are we at? 5205. All 3 lines on the standard deviations are entering those extremes. If they continue to rise, that's going to be extremely strong. And again, you're going to want to watch that orange line. And as long as it stays above those extremes, it should be pretty decent. Again, that green cloud should continue upward. You're going to want to watch that. And watch the price action relative to the top of that green cloud. Again, we... recently, several weeks back now, we did have some level 3s off the top of that weekly view. We had some red hot sensors, and obviously it did retrace back down to that cloud. But again, we're still green. We're back above the cloud. That white line on the weekly standard deviations are trending back to those extremes. So this is strong, ladies and gentlemen. Strong for Hut8. Which brings me to, let's go look at Cleanspark, because it should usually do something similar. So look at this. This could be a really strong kickoff point here. Man, this is starting to get exciting. So Cleanspark, we had a downturn to the 200-day moving average on the daily view. Now we do have a confirmed downtrend, but it's really early and that thing can flip quick. But look at here. We're approaching the midline on the daily short-term hot sensor. If it crosses, that's strong. Now, we're starting to see a rise in the standard deviation lines. The white line hasn't made it above the red zone yet, so we do need that to happen. But based on where these other 2 lines are, if that occurs, that should really start putting some positive pressure on those on the orange and blue lines, which should help with positive price action pressure there. Again, we are going to have one area of resistance around that $15 mark. And again, right now we're at $12.40, so that's still a very nice return if it can unfold that way. So that'll be your first area of resistance. Likely, watch that to see if it retraces back to the cloud, if we can continue higher here. And again, look at the weekly. Just like we saw with Hut8, we had those cluster level 3s at the top. It retraced back to the 50-day. Now we got some kind of crazy action here in the middle, which is always the area of volatility. But the fact we're bouncing off the 200-day, we're seeing what we see with these other miners. This could set up really nicely for Cleanspark for the end of the year. So yes, like it. Let's go back and look at Plume. I know that's been an interesting one of late. And then I'll probably go ahead and shut this one down because this is just a kind of a middle of the day stream. And I'll reset that crypto XRP watch party stream for our folks who just want to come in and double check it, check out the news. And again, even if you come in on that XRP live stream, tell us how you feel in the comments about XRP. That way, when I see those comments, whether it's good or bad, I can engage and mention some of those talking points in the next recording or the next live stream. That could make it kind of fun. Again, you got to be subscribed to do that, to comment. So check that out. So here's Plume. Whew. So Plume again. Here we go, folks. We're so close. Let me see if I can get that off there. So our white line, standard deviations on Plume, penetrating now above that red zone. Another day or two here. We just need that orange line to get up through that green zone, and Plume could be off and running. Again, we're currently at just over 1.5 cents. Upper zones identified, 2 at 11.5 cents, and then again at 15.5 cents. It's a massive return if that can unfold. Again, I can't tell you to buy it. It's not financial advice. I'm just interpreting the system and the signals. But look at here again to help support that rationalization. Red hot sensors on the daily, red on the weekly, level 3s on the weekly. Yeah, you can see that downturn. We're beginning to stabilize now, going from level 3s to level 1s. It's all what we want to see. And again, I hope y'all find extreme value in this, because I don't think you're going to get this type of analysis on any other channel. One, this system is unique to my channel. I built it. Two, most people are doing RSI, MACD, general technical analysis. This is much more advanced than that. And you'll continue to see over time as these things play out. I'm not going to say I'm right every time, and I can't guarantee you any type of performance, but it's pretty remarkable. And this is why I share it for free. So please, again, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss the videos or those live streams. And tell us how you feel in the comments. I like to engage. So let's look at, we got a couple more minutes here. Chain link. Nah, that's not good yet. Let's look at, someone made a request the other day. This Buru, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, B-U-R-U, it's a stock. I don't know what this is. I can just interpret the charts here today, but it's New Buru Inc. It's on the NYSE. You can see this thing's actually been crushed. This thing used to be around 9.52. It's now 21 cents. I mean, you're playing with fire anytime you play with penny stocks. I did that a very, 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 very long time ago when I was probably 18, 19 years old. You can hit them if you're lucky. I mean, again, here it went from 50 cents to $1.46 in a very short period of time. But again, extremely volatile here. Again, I don't mess with penny stocks. A lot of those are just pump and dumps. But do what you want to do. I can still interpret the system for you. So let's take a look here. We had some, obviously we nailed the level 3 up here. That was back on October 8th. It's since crashed. We're getting some sideways choppy action here with this, uptrend, downtrend. We're at an area of resistance. We really don't have a major cloud formation. If anything, we're in a confirmed downtrend with that price action right at the bottom of that cloud. So it should be volatile here, which could be good. From a standard deviation methodology, it's looking better. White line is penetrating up through the red zone. We need it to get to that extreme, and we need the orange line to be penetrating through that green zone. So, if you remain interested in this one, please let me know in the comments. Again, this was just brought to me by somebody in the community, so thank you for that. Again, not one that I would typically follow or invest in myself just because it's a penny stock, but looks like it's a defense and security platform. So if you're interested in penny stocks, you can always check that one out. Let's see, what else can I give you real quick? Metaplanet. Folks, we're starting to see a rise here. We're up another 2.7% as of right now. Of course, this one is delayed because it is a Japanese stock. But look at here, I'll zoom in. Again, this is our stock pick of the decade. We got that rise above the cloud, the retracement. We seem to be on the rise now. I mean, our next area of resistance would be, wherever this 100-day moving average falls. Right now, that's 395, but would likely come a little bit lower than that. Let's just call it 385, 390. Most likely somewhere in that range. Again, standard deviation lines are starting to see what we want to see. Actually, this one is. So look at here. This is strong, folks. Metaplanet, white lines above the red. I would like to see it a little bit higher in the extremes, but at the same time, the orange line has already penetrated through that green zone with the blue line approaching it. That's the firing point. This is coming off of red on the hot sensors, improving to orange, improving from yellow to blue, with a crossover, improving from white to gray. Again, white, gray, yellow, orange, white, gray, blue, yellow, orange, red. So this could be it for MetaPlanet. We've been calling it out for the past couple months. Go back and check for yourself. But yes, fantastic. So that's a couple of the key ones that we've been watching here. Again, I do want to let y'all know, I will, as I close this one down, you're going to likely see this news feed over here on the right-hand side. We're going to reactivate the XRP Watch Party stream. I won't be present in that. I'll be back later this evening after 5 p.m. to do that, to do either another recording or another live stream where people can come in and actually talk to me and chat and get other cryptos they want to see. So again, TCP Supersystem, I created it over 2 to 3 years to identify opportunity zones in cryptos and stocks. System signals interpretations in my trades, and anything I discuss is opinion only, not financial advice. Keep that in mind. Be careful. Lots of scammers out there. We love y'all. We appreciate you. Let's help this channel grow. This is awesome stuff. We'll see you this evening. Have a good one.